What's up, YouTube? This is GG once again, and today we receive an update from Blade and Soul Revolution. We can now use the Summoner class, and I decided to create one. I already have a level 209 character. It's a Destroyer. I decided to create one to see if I can actually make this like a slave uh, summoner, wherein it would heal my main character since this is a different account that I'm using. But before that, let's go through the basics of the summoner and let's see the skills and which ones we should actually focus on. Um, let's go to the skills. This is level 41, by the way. So for the skills, the first one or the first level, uh, which has this cat icon. Obviously, these are skills specific to your familiar, which is the cat that follows you around. So first skill, familiar quickly attacks the enemy 4 times for 63.6% of attack power as damage uh, to stun for 3 seconds. So this skill is, I think, would be the first skill that I would throw if I would be doing PvP or faction war, since this has a stun on it. The combo or continuation on it is familiar performs a powerful jump attack for 300% of attack power as damage and gets the enemy airborne. So for all the classes that we have, normally this is the how the skills are placed. So the first level would be the stun, airborne, and next would be the party time skill for the cat, wherein it would attack the enemy while it's in the air. Last combo here is familiar attacks airborne enemy with a bomb for 600% of attack power as damage. So take note of the percentages, guys, because this would play a great part in your skill selection, which skills you would level up. So the higher the percentage of of the damage based on your attack power, the better. So I would level this up as soon as possible as well. Second level, this would be Rumble Wasp. Throws giant hornets at the enemy for 260% of attack power's damage. Next level is Solar Beam. This one, it actually shoots a laser 5 times and for 90% of the attack power as damage. Why don't we go to training? I think oh we can't do it yet. Level 100. Um, oh, too bad. Let's keep going. For the skills, next, strike. Familiar strikes down on the enemy with a hammer for 320% of attack power as damage, knocks them down. So this one is also a skill that would give you disruption to whatever your enemy's flow or skill flow is. So this is a good skill as well to level up. Next one, familiar assumes grapple stance on a down enemy for 3 seconds and claws at the enemy 5 times for 100% of attack power as damage for the familiar. Okay, so once they're down, this is the next skill. Their familiar would strike them. And once they're down, I think you would also have the chance to use your um, utility skill on either this one or this one. Moonfall. This is when you have uh, stunned the enemy or knocked them down. This one is if your teammate actually has them down. All right, let's continue. Third row, Thorn Strike. Shoots Thorny Burst forward for 212% of attack power's damage. Next combo creates Thorny Garden to attack the enemy for 371% attack power as damage. These are range attacks and area of effect. That's what AoE means. Next combo is Chestnut Bomb gathers Briar energy and throws it for 487.6 of attack powers damage. And last wave, some Morning Glory and steals the enemy's energy 5 times for 127.2% of attack powers as damage and steals 10% health. So this is a big one. It's a skill that would allow you to suck HP from your enemy. So I would level up this one as well. But as you can see, I haven't really leveled up much of it because I was focusing on the ultimate stance, because that's really where your burst damage would come from. Like this Rumble Queen, you look at the percentage, 1,392% of your attack power as damage. So I leveled up that first, but if you think about it, you're not on your rage mode all the time. So you would still need to put some skill points on your basic uh, skills so that you would continuously have that damage per second. And if I'm done updating or upgrading these skills, I would go to Doom and Boom, Plant Bomb, and Lunge. Since this is a stun, this is 600% of attack power, and this one has life steal. I would definitely level up those. Also, don't forget to level up this rage skill that would activate, or this would activate your rage, basically. So instead of having for the destroyer, this is actually, or the skill on the bottom is actually it would put up a shield or a blocker, and it would allow him to attack some basic attacks. For the Force Master, they can turn into ice and not take any damage. So for the summoner, what we have here is beckon, blocks incoming attacks during casting. Additionally, decrease damage taken by the caster by 15%. Familiar attacks the enemy on its way back for 100% of attack powers damage. So it's like a win-win skill. You basically have decreased damage buff or and block, and then your familiar actually attacks your enemy. And then a continuation or a combo to it. Sea Shroud grants Sea Shroud to the caster for 6 seconds and additionally decreases damage taken by the caster by 10% for 15 seconds. So you like have 25% in total uh, damage less taken. Wow, that's big. So with these skills that they have, you can either go attack or defense on this one. But with a summoner, um, you will actually be a party member essential when it comes in the long run because you have a heal skill. I'll show you once it gets to a town. I'm doing quests, by the way. I'm trying to level it up as soon as possible. So let's go back to the skills. We haven't finished. So once you go into Rage, this one has the most damage. This skill is actually already maxed, so you can upgrade it. Heals nearby allies in a 30-meter radius by 4% of max HP by energizing a staff and increases AoE damage decrease by 15% for 10 seconds. Additionally, decrease range damage taken by the caster by 15%. So, if you decide to go the route as support type, you can max your HP. That's where your value would actually come into play. So if you max your HP, 4% of your max HP would be your healing power. So your party members would actually last longer in the dungeon if they decide to basically go on automatic and not uh, basically do manual. So this is really something that you should think about whether you go as a all around character and you have attack and defense at par with each other, or you can basically go full HP, block and defense and be the support of your whole party or your clan when it comes to clan war or faction war. Um, and with this, actually, I think you'd be able to solo most of the all of the dungeons at a very early uh, stage or of your leveling. I'll actually try it out on the next video to do a solo Black Ram dungeon to see whether we can actually do that. Next skill, pedal storm toss. Creates an area of petals for 371% of attack powers damage each second for 5 seconds. Entangling Thorn creates an area of vines, 249.7% of attack powers damage each second, and decrease movement speed. This is something you should also max out as soon as possible because it decreases movement speed. So if your party is chasing somebody, or um, when it comes to faction war or clan war, this would be a really great help for your team or your clan. So when you slow someone, everybody can gang up on that single character. I think we'll leave it here first for the skills. Once again, you can decide what route you want to go with when it comes to your passive. Um, if you want to increase your HP, that means your heal would also actually increase. But looking at how the damages are being thrown at, I think it could be at par with a Force Master. So I don't know. I think I'll go ahead and create a balance type first, and once I get a feel for it, I'll go ahead and reset the skills and passive, and let's see if all defense would actually be good on this character. Leave comment down below if you think you have a better idea and help me out in deciding what to do with this summoner. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, share, comment, everything. I'll see you on the next video. I'll continue with this summoner, and and also join me in the journey in having this go to level 200. Let's see what it can do.